Hello everyone, welcome into the Jsi Wint Carousel Dynasty. This week is the offseason. We're going to go through the entire process and see where Coach Wint's going to become a head coach. And I got to be honest with you, I've done some testing because I really wanted the head coaching job here, but I've tried 15 different times. I'm not kidding you, and every time they offer the job to somebody else. We're just going to roll with it this time, and it's been a little different each time. Not every job offer is the exact same, so we're going to jump in and look at our job offers and decide if I want to take the job here. First up is FAU. Now they're interesting, but I got to be honest with you, I don't want to take FAU's job. I feel like they've had a lot of success, and I don't feel like they're somebody that needs a ton of rebuilding. So we're going to take our chances, and we're going to advance to the next week and see what happens. Good news for the Minutemen, though. MAC Defensive Player of the Week goes to Jared Cameron on the corner there. He played well in the bowl game. And then Offensive Player of the Week, of course, is Keyshawn Brown. He was fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a look at our job offers as we keep marching through here. We have 3. We can go to Kent State and stay in the MAC. That's something I thought about. They have some interesting uniforms. We could go to Nevada. Honestly, I don't really want to go there. UL Monroe, though, is somebody that I think I want to go to. I think that's the job I want to take. And we're going to look around and see all the openings here. And as you can see, UMass isn't even open yet. And I don't know if it's a glitch, but I never get an offer the last week. I'll be curious what happens. Let's go ahead and take a look at each roster and make up our mind from there. Taking a look at UL Monroe's quarterback room, they have a really good prospect here that I like in Tyler Thorne. He's somebody that could step in, and if he has a high ceiling, man, he could make some plays for us. He doesn't, though, so it's kind of risky. He has really good throw power, really good speed and agility, but he doesn't have much of a ceiling in just normal dev. The roster as a whole is not very good, and they don't have many players over an 80 that are going to return to this team, and that's going to make it kind of fun and hard all at once in the Sun Belt. Plus, we'd get to see a ton of new teams that we haven't seen yet. Meanwhile, at Kent State, we just played them for the conference championship. They're going to lose some guys here at top that are really good. Same idea. They're not a very good team. Looking at their quarterback room, they have a pretty good rising sophomore here in JD Sherrod. They have some good players at quarterback. Running back, I feel like they're just slightly better. I mean, they still need work, don't get me wrong here, but I think I'm going to take UL Monroe's job and really take a chance at trying to build them into a powerhouse in the Sun Belt. So I think I've made up my mind. We're going to go ahead, and I think we're going to take the contract at UL Monroe. They were good last year, but they have not been good at all. And they have a long history of going up and down. And they were safe with 2 wins and safe with 11 wins. So we're going to UL Monroe. Coach Jsi Wint's going to become the head coach of the Warhawks and bring us into a new era in the dynasty. Hopefully you guys are along for the ride still. It's still another terrible team, and I'm sure somebody else out there is building them. But I think that this is a fun one. I think it's a team that we can build. It's a team that had some success in the Sun Belt, but likely isn't going to be able to maintain their success. They're a low overall, man. So that's going to take a lot of work to keep this team relevant. So I forget you get to keep your job at UMass until the season ends. Udo Nwosu ends up committing to UMass. That's a good get. I'm glad we were able to get him in there for the team. I think I found the coach we're going to offer here, and that's going to be Cornell Reeves. He's a motivator, which is good. He's going to help our players get better, which is the direction I also want to go. So we're going to go ahead and offer him the job and see if he's interested in taking it. He does have some head coaching offers, though, so I'm not sure that he'll be interested. Looking at the offensive coordinator, this one should be a little bit easier. We could try to take a guy away from UMass, but I really don't want to double down on a recruiter. But getting another South Florida pipeline would be good. So Ernest Upton, who currently, I guess, works at Ole Miss, we're going to go ahead and make him an offer and see if he will come to join us here in UL Monroe. Let's see if we ended up getting any of them, and we got them both. So we have our new OC and DC guys that we should be able to hopefully help Jsi win out a little bit. We get some South Florida pipelines and really build up that Florida pipeline, which I think will be good to help UL Monroe in the recruiting. Taking a look at the college football playoff bracket, you can see Fresno State lost to Clemson. Oklahoma knocked out Texas Tech. Ohio State beat Alabama. Virginia Tech lost to USC. And then in the second round, Clemson beat Iowa. Texas A&M knocked out Oklahoma. Ohio State beat Boston College, and then Kansas State knocked out USC. That led to Ohio State beating Kansas State and Clemson beating Texas A&M in a national title game of Clemson versus Ohio State. I'm going to say in this one, it's going to be Ohio State winning it all. And I was wrong. The Clemson Tigers are able to pull it out and win 38-24. What a big win for Dabo Sweeney. I guess it's not Dabo Sweeney in this, but that's likely who the coach is modeled after. That's a big win for the Clemson program, though. That's really, really big. Let's go ahead and take a look at some staff moves. You can see Richard Amerson, who was the head coach at UMass when we were there, ended up moving on to TCU and becoming their head coach. So I'm definitely interested to see how his career plays out. UMass ended up hiring outside of their program for the head coach once again. Like I said, they went with a recruiter. Why couldn't they offer me the job? I just don't know. It really frustrated me that they wouldn't offer me the job. Like I said, I literally sent 15 times. This is the 16th time I tried and I gave up. And I was like, I'm done. They're not going to offer me the job. And I really wanted to stay there. I just want you guys to know that. I really wanted to stay there. I did not want to leave. It was not something that I thought I was going to end up having to do. Let's head over to UMass, though, and take a look at some of the guys who left. Jackson Paradis is entering the transfer portal. If we see him, we're going to try to get him. I want him on our team. It looks like he's the only transfer they lost. Everybody else is a bunch of seniors. So looking at our new team, we have some guys who want to transfer, and I think I'm going to let a lot of them go because I don't think I'm that impressed. Aiden Armenta, he can go ahead and leave. Jamel Hardy, 67. Maybe I want to keep him. I wish I could see his stats, but what's his deal breaker here? Let's take my face cam off while we're doing this. It's playing time, and I don't know if he's going to play, and I don't want to promise him anything. I think we're going to go ahead and let these guys leave and just build the team in our own way, as they lost their quarterback. They lost a lot of players, so this team's going to become ours. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Jackson Paradis in the transfer portal. They have one of the worst classes I've ever seen. All these guys are 1-stars that are committed to them. This is horrible, man. I don't know if we're going to... I don't know what you do to recover from that. Either way, let's head over to the transfer portal and see who they recommend. Jumping straight to halfback, I want to see if I can find Jackson Paradis in the portal and see if he'll consider us. He won't. Come on, man. Paradis, dude, I really wanted him to come to us, but he won't consider us because I guess he doesn't think you'll get playing time here. I promise you, you'll start for me here this time. That's just disappointing. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the quarterbacks in the portal. We could look at Trey Owens, a 3-star. Let's add him. Andrew Lydia Jr. I'll add him to the board. What's the worst that happens? Amani Jones out of Stark. Let's go ahead and add him out of FIU. Then let's go ahead and take a look at some of the recommended guys that they have for us here. We're going to target a lot of these guys and see if maybe we can bring some of them in here, because we're not a very good team, so we could use all the help we can get. Lester Iverson's a freshman. I want to bring him in. He's young. I think that's going to be important for us if we can get a lot of young guys to develop. Mike Akins, he's only a 1-star. I might hold off on him. He's a 2-star. I'll bring him in to check him out. Tyler Woodard's ranked really high coming out of Mississippi State. Let's go ahead and throw him on our board. Same with Jamison Cloud. We'll throw him on the board. What's the worst that happens here? We're going to throw some of these guys on the board and check them out. So let's start by scouting these guys and seeing what I think of them. Trey Owens looks really good, man. 96 throw power, 86 short accuracy, 78 speed. We're offering him a scholarship, and we're going to go send the house at him and see if maybe somehow we can get him to come, because he looks really good. Landry Liddy, on the other hand, I'm not as high on him. I'll throw a scholarship on him, but I'm not going to push hard for him right now. I want to see what else we can get. Amari Jones, another quarterback. Let's go ahead and scout him as well. I want to see what he looks like. 79 speeds, decent 95 throw power. I like that. We're going to offer him a scholarship as well, and I think we can afford to send the house on him, so let's do it. Next up's Sean Washington. Let's go ahead and scout him and see what he looks like. He's a really good player from what I can see, man. 89 tackle, 85 power moves. Let's go all in on him as well and see what we can do next week. Next up's Trey Fit. Doesn't look great, but he looks good enough. I mean, with how bad we are, we have to get guys in here. It's just quarterback. I can afford to be a little more picky because I found a guy I really want. Lester Iverson. He's a freshman. He's somebody that I would like to bring in. He's a 3-star, 93 speed. Definitely want to bring him in. Let's go ahead, offer him the scholarship, which I kind of planned on anyway, but he's definitely somebody I'm going all in on, even if I find more players that I like. Xavier Akins looks okay for an outside backer, but not great. He's somebody that I might be willing to throw less points on. Let's go ahead and scout Woodard. I want to see what he looks like. He looks good. He's somebody that I'm definitely interested in. Let's go ahead and send the house at him. Next up's Jamison Cloud, 90 agility, 87 speed. He looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and scout Jeremiah Moses as well. I want to see what he looks like. He looks really good. We got to get a scholarship on him, and I got to find some points. I think Amari Jones is going to end up losing his points because I really want Owens. And we're going to go down here onto Moses, and we're going to send the house at him and hope that that helps us. We're going to advance to the next week and see what happens here. But first, Keyshawn Brown went in the 7th round, which is absolutely ridiculous. He would go much higher than that, in my opinion. Taking a look at how we're doing, Trey Owens, we're at the top of his board, and we're going to keep sending the house at him. And now I think we want to go ahead and schedule that visit. What's his deal breaker? Championship contender? So, let's take a chance and put championship contender here. I don't love that. I don't think it's a great grade, but B's not bad. B minus, I should say. I can't add more points. Why is it letting me? Okay, it won't let me. All right. Same idea for Sean Washington. We're going to go in, do the championship contender. Trey Fit likes playing style and pro potential. Playing style works, so we're going to schedule his visit and do playing style. It's a B minus. We're going to go ahead and do that and try to get him in here. Next up's Lester Iverson. He likes championship contender. So let's schedule the visit and do championship contender. Ooh, playing time. Never mind is even higher on his list. Kid wants to play at an A minus. Let's get that on there. Woodard, I know, is at least championship contender, so we're going to schedule him for week 3. Let's get that scheduled up and get him in here. And then Moses likes playing style, pro potential. Yeah, I guess we'll have to stick with playing style for him as well. Unfortunately, Xavier Adkins didn't leave us in the top of his list, so he's going to come off the board. We still could technically try to fight in for some of these guys, but I think I'm going to go ahead and move on from Landry Liddy and Jamison Cloud. I don't think we're going to get them. Let's go ahead and look in the portal for some other players. We decided to go ahead and add 3 more guys to our board. We're going to offer each of them a scholarship and then whatever we can to try to get them in here. So they can each get 10 points this week, and that's what we're going to give these last 2. And try to see if we can get them. Let's advance to the next week. Still no commitments is scary, and we fell behind on Trey Owens. Let's see if there's anything I can do to help with this, man. Because I just think we're not good enough. Maybe playing time. Man, that's... Darn, dude, that's so frustrating. Yeah, we're going to probably end up losing this battle, but I'm going to keep fighting for him anyway. We're still winning over UMass here for Sean Washington. So I definitely don't want to give him to our old team here. New Mexico State passed us for Trey Fit. We're leading here. We're fighting with UMass for Woodard. Jeremiah Moses, we're battling with Stu Mack, our old head coach at UMass, for him. See, this race is still pretty close here. I could jump in if I need to. We got a big lead on Caden Henley, the left outside linebacker. Same with Kilgo. We jumped up to number 1 on him. Now, people did jump in with Fernando Carrera, the middle linebacker, but we're going to keep fighting there. We have a lot of hours available, so what I want to do now is change these guys and send the house at them. And we're even going to do it here with Amari Jones as well. Unfortunately, that's all we can do. We have 100 points left over that I can't really do anything with. Still no commitments yet. However, for Trey Owens, we're back in the front here, and hopefully we can hold on and get the commitment this week. Washington, we're still holding on over UMass there. That's big. We ended up losing Trey Fit to New Mexico State. That's disappointing. I wanted to get him in here. That sucks. We're still winning on Iverson. We still got a lead on Woodard. Still got a lead on Moses, and now playing time's the issue with Amari Jones and Caden Henley. I don't know why. I haven't committed anybody at the position. Why wouldn't he play? I guess maybe he's not good enough. Okay, let's take them off then. I don't want them anyway. The other 2 were leading on Kilgo and Carrera. So let's go ahead and check out other people in the transfer portal. So we added 2 players to our board. One's a bust, but I expect him to play tight end for us. That's Denbow. He's an athlete, 6'4", 253. And then we also added DeMarco Anacra. He's a center. Both of these guys are out of high school. We didn't have any more players in the portal that would consider us. So for now, let's see what happens. And here's our commitments. We got Lester Iverson. We got Jeremiah Moses at corner. We got Fernando Carrera at middle linebacker. And that's it. We missed out on our quarterback target, Trey Owens. Dang, dude, that hurts. Impact Dev 2, 96 throw power. I really wanted him. He went to North Texas. That hurts. Sean Washington committed. He has Impact Dev trait, so we'll take that. Impact on Lester Iverson. Woodard had impact. Moses has impact. That's good. I'm happy with that. Kilgo has impact. Carrera has impact. We also got both guys we added. One's normal and Denbrow. We kind of knew that. And then normal with a Nacra. And, you know, I'll take it. At the end of the day, this is a pretty small recruiting class because the only ones I really take credit for are Sean Washington, Lester Iverson, Tyler Woodard, Jeremiah Moses, Mike Kilgo, Fernando Carrera, Marquise Denbrow, and then DeMarco and Nacra are the only ones that we actually brought into this team. So taking a look at top classes, obviously we're not going to have a good class. I don't care what anybody says. I'm curious where UMass ended up finishing up. They ended up getting to number 66 with 18 commits. They added a 2-star, which I know I wasn't going after, so they definitely kind of rounded out their class with their new coach. We will play them this year. There's no question about that. We're absolutely going to see them. And we finished 102. We had 25 one-star commits before I got here, man. That was awful. I don't know why they went after so many one-stars. Position changes. This guy's awful at everything, I guess. 5'9", 228. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I guess he's a best at defensive end. That's terrible. Quincy Bull, he's not good at anything either. 6'2", 222. I guess we'll put him here. The big one, the one I brought in, is Marquise Denbow. Looks like he's actually a fullback. I did not expect that at 6'4", 253. That sucks. We're going to go ahead, though, and put him at left outside linebacker. I don't want him to play fullback for us. Taking a look at our roster here, I think Thornton's probably going to end up being our starter because he's about the only one that I really have interest in. At halfback, yeah, we have a decent player in Galloway, but Iverson is definitely somebody I'm interested in getting out there with his speed and his age. I think he could come in and maybe make an impact for us. This team sucks. I really didn't realize how bad they were until I'm really sitting here looking at this roster right now. Wow, we have a lot of work ahead of us needed in the receiving core. At tight end, oh man, this is rough. I don't know how they were as good as they were last year. Galloway at left guard's probably going to move to a... Heck, he might even move to left tackle if he's long enough. He is long enough. No, that's the wrong guy. That's why. 6'2", 315. I think he can play left tackle. We're going to go ahead and move him out there to left tackle. We need a left tackle bad, and he could be better. So we're going to put him out there. 6'2", 315. He'd have to move back into guard in the NFL, but I think he can handle playing tackle. Yeah, I think that's a solid decision here. We'll let him try it out. Man, defensive tackle's really weak. These linebackers are super bad. This team's horrendous, man. Like, I didn't realize how bad we were. We might be starting Denbrow on day one. Corner's not very good. Our young guys are dreadfully bad. I'm not looking forward to this. This is about to be a really tough year. There won't be any face cam for the rest of this episode. My daughter woke up, so I'm holding her, and I don't really want to show her off on camera. But we're going to go ahead and look at how the players developed here. You can see Tyler Thorne jumped up to a 75. He matches Baumhauer, so he's definitely going to be our starter with 91 speed and 96 throw power. I think he's somebody we'll be able to use a lot like Quincy Kongbo. At running back, Galloway developed pretty well. I'm happy with that. The rest of this team just is not good. Like 77 overall here, Caleb Gross could be pretty good for us. He has really good speed at 94, and I might be able to utilize that. We also have JJ Harrell, who has some speed on this team, and Joe Baisley has some speed as well. So I feel like we have some opportunities to get speed going, but across the O-line, we're okay. We're not great. D-line is okay. We have a pretty good young player here in Jamison Iosu. He's an 80 overall freshman. I can't believe he plays for this team as a freshman redshirt, and I'm glad we have him. So he's definitely somebody that I think will be able to make an impact for us. I think as a whole, we're really weak. Leonard Davis might be our best player at an 83 overall. That's wild. We are really bad, man. Really bad. And he's our second best player. I forgot Galloway's an 85 now. So we have 4 players in the 80s. That's something that I'm not exactly happy about. And that's why I took this job. They need a lot of work, and they might have won the Sun Belt, but they're not going to win it going forward. I think I'm also going to take away divisions in the Sun Belt because I don't like the fact that they have it. They're the only ones left that have it. So for me, I don't think it makes sense to keep them. So we're going to go ahead and end that as well. And they're just going to play each other. Now, we do have an upgrade for Coach Jsi Wint. And I feel like we need to go into Always Be Cruton here. And we need to increase our quarterback and our wide receivers. I really want to make sure we can get good players in at them positions. Now, we do have to encourage some people to transfer. Unfortunately, I can't do it with the 1-stars we just brought in, so that's pretty sad because we have a lot of crappy guys on this team that I would love to go ahead and tell them to get up out of here. However, McGregor here, he's a low enough overall where I can get rid of him. Almost want to do it here with Ellington as well. He's a 59 though, and I feel like I can find some guys who are lower than that to get rid of. Maybe not. Wowzers, this team is bad. And I can't get rid of a lot of the absolute worst guys because they recruited so many 1-stars to this team. Yeah, we're kind of in a tough spot here. So I guess at safety here, we'll get rid of Colombo. We'll encourage him to transfer. We'll go back to wide receiver. We're going to encourage Ellington to go ahead and transfer away. At 82 speed, he's not going to play for us. We don't really use a fullback, so I'm debating doing that with him because I would rather keep Folk, I believe. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And that'll get us down 1 away, actually. I thought, oh no, that's it. It corrected itself. That's it. That gets us to our team limit here. And we're going to have a lot of guys we can cut next year. So we're going to go all out and try to get 35 guys in our next class. We're going to go ahead and move UConn to the MAC, which is something I was going to do to help balance it out so that way there wasn't issues. And then the other thing we're going to do is go to the Sun Belt, change the custom rules here. We're going to go to 9 conference games with no divisions. The championship game location. Play our conference championship game at Raymond James Stadium. I don't want to have any home field advantage. So I think it's cool. We'll do it there. I love Ray J, so that's where we're going to go ahead and set it up at. Let's go ahead and meet the rest of the teams in our conference. We just played App State in our bowl game. They're a really good team. They finished 6-7. We have Arkansas State, Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern, Marshall, the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, JMU, James Madison's really good, Georgia State, Old Dominion, South Alabama, Southern Miss, who's a school that I really was interested in going to, but they didn't fire their head coach in the simulation that we just did. Texas State is also here, and along with Troy. And as you can see, we are one of the worst teams in this entire conference. So we have a lot of work ahead of us not to finish at the bottom. So taking a look at our schedule, we got to play Mississippi State, and then we're going to go to UMass, and then we play Duke at home somehow. And then we get into our conference games here. We have a much more balanced schedule this year. We still end up with back-to-back road games to end the year, but at least we have a home game in week 11 to schedule some visits. We're going to end up bringing UMass to us to give us 5 home games, even though I don't think we'll have recruits ready at that point in time. No, I want to go to UMass. I want to play there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave it like that. We're not going to have many home games once again this year, but at least we have the opportunity to schedule some visits in here. And with a bye week here, I think we can make it work. We're not going to go ahead and jump into recruiting yet. Like I said, the team, we're going to get to know them a whole lot more in the next episode. Our starting quarterback, though, is definitely already decided. You know, that is going to be Thorne. He is our guy going forward. Tyler Thorne's the man of the hour. He's a 2-star prospect. He isn't going to get a whole lot better, but if I can win an award with him, he'll go up. He has a lot of ability, though. Like I said, 96 throw power is amazing. His accuracies are kind of weak, but he has 91 speed, so we'll be able to make some plays with him. And I'm excited to see what we can do with the Warhawks going forward. However, curiosity always gets the best of me. Kongbo didn't even improve. That was something I was really worried about. Beckner comes in at a 75 overall when he committed to the Minutemen. He has impact dev. That's it. He still has a pretty high ceiling, though. He can get a lot better. Brendan Gay comes in, though. He has impact dev as well. And he has an okay ceiling as well, but his is definitely not as high. Kevin Jones jumped up to a 76 overall. That's incredible. I did not expect him to get that good. That's a big improvement for him. We did bring in some guys down here at the bottom that, you know, they're okay. They're not great. Sorry about noise in the background of my daughter here. Either way, I'm sorry, like I said, any noise in the background. My daughter's up making noise, playing around. But I had to finish the episode off now because I have to leave the house today. So unfortunately, we had to get it done. I'm LDJ11. I hope you guys are happy with the decision I made. I know not everybody's going to agree with it, but I think UL Monroe is going to offer a big challenge for us to rebuild. And I do believe that switching conferences and becoming the head coach is going to really allow us to drive this series forward. I felt like I needed a fresh start. UMass was fun and we were doing really good, but the viewership had dropped off. And I felt like just becoming the head coach there, new people wouldn't want to come into the series because they would see the thumbnails, see UMass, see my name and say, oh, he's just the OC. So I felt like I needed to make a change to really go forward. We're the head coach now. Jsi Wint has a chance to prove himself, and I'm excited to see what we can do here in the Sun Belt with the UL Monroe Warhawks. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment below how you guys feel. I really want to know. Have a great day, and I'm out.